This word, we hear it so much these days with social media craze. Content. Before it becomes the word of the day, where is it? Where is it? Wait, there it is. Before we put it right now, we got conscious up there, you know. But before content goes up there, I figured, we got to talk about this. I want to hear what y'all think about this word, content. Because it's two different words. There's content, and then there's content. Right, Manelek? That's right. Content means like if someone is satisfied. The first definition that comes up is to things represented or suggested in something written or created as art or the ideas it communicates. It can also refer to the subject matter or symbolic significance of something. In addition, content can refer to the amount of specified material contained. But we know that those two words do not sound the same. It's two different words. A jar's contents, the drawer's contents, something contained, contents, what's inside, the topics or matter treated in a written work. The contents, like the table of contents in a book. Words from a time traveler. I think I got one of my books here. I have a picture of Ra in there. What is that at? Oh, Chuck E. Cheese, you know what I'm saying? Words from a time traveler. I think there's a table of contents. See that? A table of contents. It'll tell you what's in the book. Obedience, the spirit, tapping in, ascension, disobedience, going down, the commission, time travel. Oh, what's that? Shout out to H4G. Shout out to Pastor Curtis, Evangelist Purdy, Prophet Courtney. My God. It's a good book. We're going to re-release that. Table of contents. Talks about what's on the inside. The contents versus content or contented, meaning satisfied. She was content with her life as it was. So it's two different words, but on paper, it looks exactly the same because it's spelled the same, Content. And when I see stuff like that, as a writer and as a reader, it kind of triggers me a little bit, like how you got the same word, but it means two different things. The first one is a noun, like the contents, that's a noun. But content is more of an adjective. So two different tenses, two different ways we can use the word. I was thinking about this thing in terms of social media, because we hear this word a lot these days, content creators. And then I was thinking about how Valentine's Day is coming up. I saw these flowers, and I mean, these flowers are huge. Look at the size of these flowers, okay? Now, I notice a lot of people get depressed around Valentine's Day because they look at people's content and they compare their contents with their content. And that's dangerous. Meaning, when I say they compare their contents, they compare what they have with what they see. What they have, their contents, with what they see. The content. I feel like it's detrimental to your spiritual, to your physical, to your mental health if you cannot be content in whatever state that you find yourself. One of the writers of the New Testament, Paul, he talks about how he was content no matter what state he was in. And I believe you can only get to that place when you have a relationship with the original content creator, which would be God. So God, he created everything that we see. Even if a man created it, God created man. So most of what we see turns out to be duplicates and just in correspondence with things that are already in existence in heaven. Like, for example, Wi-Fi. God has been communicating with man wirelessly since the beginning of time. Before there was computers, God was able to communicate wirelessly. He didn't need a phone to talk to us. So he's the original creator. He was already creating content. And then if you look at Genesis chapter 1, it's like looking at the table of contents. He created light, and then he created the darkness. He created the moon. He created the stars. He created the trees. He created the birds. And then he creates man. And so you see all the contents of creation in the first chapter. Just like in my book, you'll see the table of contents on right in the beginning of the book. You'll see what's in it, you know? Right in the beginning, you see the contents. But so many aren't content with the way that they were created. God wants us to be content. Do not be depressed if you see somebody who's got a husband, or they may have a boyfriend, or they may have a girlfriend or a wife, and you may not have one yet. Try to be content with your singleness. Try to be content with who you are. Be content. Don't be sad because Valentine's Day is coming up and you ain't got a boo thing. Because that will cause you being discontented and being dissatisfied with your life is like being dissatisfied with the way that God made you and with what he gave you, because he's the one who is controlling the content. Just like how I'm controlling the content on my page. This is my Facebook page. I control the content. I'm putting this video out. I'm controlling this. I'm controlling my hands right now. God is the one who controls what is created. He created the sun. He created the moon. He created these things. And he said it was good. He was content with his creation, which makes him the original content creator. But he was not just a content creator, but he was content with what he created. He was satisfied with what he made. And if I find myself to be dissatisfied or discontented, is it possible I'm stuck in copy mode and not in my originality? Because everything that God made, it was an original. And I believe that if I'm single, I got to be content with that and not trying to look at someone else's life, look at someone else's content, look at another content creator, and trying to compare my life with someone else's content. The fact that my hands is working, the fact that I can talk, the fact that I can see, it's enough for me to be satisfied. And you know what sparked this thing in me? Because someone may say, what if a person that doesn't have hands? I seen a man the other day, he was going in with the nubs. And I'm like, yo, I seen a drummer playing with no arms, going in more than my boy Mano. Don't make no sense. I'm like, wait a minute. How can you still be content enough to release this content? Because the contents is what's on the inside. The contents. I can only truly be content when I'm aware of what's on the inside. What's inside of here? I can't be content if I'm always looking at external things. I got to be aware of who I am on the inside. Who am I? I'm an amazing person. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm beautiful. Even if people don't recognize it, that doesn't change who I am. On the inside, I'm creative. On the inside, I was made in the image of God. So I have the ability to create. And if I tap into that ability to create that I was given from the original content creator, then I'll be able to create original content. And I believe that a lot of dissatisfaction comes from content that is unoriginal. Trying to create songs that sound like someone else's, or trying to create, if I'm a fashion designer, trying to create designs that look like someone else's. There's nothing wrong with getting inspiration from other people, but I believe God made each and every one of us original. I believe that. I believe that each of us, in our DNA, it's original, it's different, it's diverse. And it's like that for a reason, because each of us have a original purpose that we were given. Each of us have a distinct, unique purpose. And if we would spend more time figuring out what it is that I was originally called to do, checking my contents instead of checking the content, then I'll be more content with the way I was created. I'll be more content with the state of my life. I love y'all, each and every last one of y'all. If you leave for anything, remember this: I love you. You don't got to be depressed. You don't got to be sad. You don't got to be down. Because God made you beautiful just the way you are. Receive it. I love y'all.